Today I'm going to try to find an alternator for the F600 Feed Truck, get one ordered, and put it back into the truck. Now obviously the timeline of this video may be over the course of the next week, but I took the alternator out on Saturday, worked the rest of the day. Yesterday was absolutely gorgeous and beautiful, and today it is snowy and really kind of cold. It's not super cold out here. Got the pressure washer out, got the alternator right here, and we're gonna clean it off so that we can find a part number on it, because we don't really know what alternator this is. We don't really know what motor this is, and nobody knows how it's set up, because we believe it's a Ford 330 industrial engine that was used in a wide range of trucks, vehicles, equipment, as well as different standalone like generators or things like that. So nobody's really sure what alternator this truck got put into it, and the only way, or the best way, to figure that out is by finding the part number on this. But this thing is covered in grease. It is so greasy. So here's the alternator that come out of the truck. As you can see, it is quite snowy, quite greasy. Can't really see if there's any sort of part number on this thing anywhere. And I just want to check and be careful that it doesn't have like a tag on it or something that my pressure washer is going to tear off, because that would kind of defeat the purpose. We can see it's just a 2-groove alternator, and it really doesn't run a lot other than recharge the battery in the truck and then the lights occasionally at night. So I'm going to go ahead, get the old Sun Joe fired up, and pressure wash this off. I already got the pressure washer taken back inside, and the funny thing is, the very last little spot on the alternator that I had not cleaned off yet had the part number right underneath. Now it does look like there had been some sort of sticker on the alternator at some point that's no longer there, as some snow fell off the building, well as it's stamped with Motorcraft in the back here. So it is a Ford alternator. It is full of cutter bees and oil, and I am impressed that this thing has lasted almost 50 years. This is a 50-year-old alternator that just barely died here in 2021. It's 68, and with this part number we're going to be able to find a new one. So this is a 15 volt 42 amp. It's not a big alternator, like I said. It only charges up the system, and it is a D20F 10300D8. So I'm going to be able to go and type that in to eBay or online, type in Motorcraft with that part number, and find this exact alternator or the replacement for it, the aftermarket part that replaces it, and it is really cold. So I'm going to take that inside. We're going to find the new alternator, get it ordered, and then put it back in this video. Smash the thumbs up button if you like seeing this type of content, as well as drop a comment below of what future content you would like to see on the channel. And don't forget that big red button's below as well, so that you're tuned in for that future content. And I'm back on a much windier and cooler day today with a brand new alternator for our F600 Feed Truck. It was not hard to find the part for this alternator. Actually, it was, because it doesn't exist anymore. But this is an alternator off of an F600 Feed Truck, or F600 truck in general, whether it had a grain bed or dump bed or flatbed on it, from the 80s. So the old alternator is 1965 to 77, doesn't exist anymore. This one is, I think, a 77 to like an 86. They use the same alternator in these trucks for 10-year spans, and honestly, about 30 years. Because if I were to compare this alternator side by side to the old one, which I no longer have because it was a $5.50 core charge, had to turn that back in. This one is also a 2-groove pulley. Here, of course, it is much cleaner and more beautiful, and every single bolt on the back here where the wires go and where they don't go, even the random other bolts, are the exact same. They are identical. While this is an industrial application engine and an industrial truck, they didn't change much from, I guess, 65 to 86 on these. So it's practically the same alternator, practically the same engine with quite a few updates. And kudos to Ford, because finally I have found a Ford application where if it's not broke, they didn't fix it. And thank goodness for that. This truck only has 27,000 miles on it, but it has a lot of hours of runtime, and the old alternator still lasted for 50 years. So I don't feel like it's really necessary for me to do a repair video of putting this alternator back into the truck, because it really is only 2 bolts. It's that long one that goes up here. Don't forget the little spacer, and then it's that bottom bracket bolt here that you swing out and pull the belts tight. You want to get them nice and tight, not too tight that they're gonna like slip on the pulley as it's turning, but tight enough that they'll spin everything on both accessory drives there. And then it's the 3 bolts in back on the electronic side. I believe that it's the black one, the other little black one or red one, I'm not sure what it is, and then the bigger red one here. If you do want a repair video on this, go ahead and jump back on my channel, check out part 1 to the alternator removal video of this truck, because there I do walk you through how to take this out of your F600, and apparently it's good for like 30 years of truck. And we're done. Finally, I will be honest, that was a rough repair. The top of the alternator has to go through 2 brackets, then the alternator, then a bracket, then a spacer, then into the block, and it's all really tight. So that's like super hard to do, and it just took forever to get that on. I got all the belts tightened up, all the bolts tightened up, and I think that I have all of the wires in the right spot. Fingers crossed. I really hope I have them in the right spot. I'm pretty sure it was black, orange, black for the positive feed from the battery, which for some reason on this truck they're like all the same color, so I'm hoping the orange one's not my grounding wire instead of my... Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and fire it up. I'm gonna get out my little tester here, and we're gonna see if the system is now charging. And that's kind of the end of our repair. And here is my little battery tester from Walmart. Now this will tell you the charge level of your battery. It can also tell you, give you an idea of whether it's bad or not. And then up here, it tells you whether or not your alternator is charging. So how this thing works is it lights up the lights as the battery's charged. So we're at 12 volts on our battery, so that is good. we're not getting any alternator lights. So it's possible that one of those wires is wrong. It's also possible that we have a bad alternator, or it's also possible that my tester is bad because I have never seen the top lights light up. However, the battery condition light, if you'll notice here, you can see it has now become fuller. It is at 12.6 volts. So maybe I just have to wait till it hits 14 volts before it shows up on the alternator side of this tester. I'm not really sure how this works. This is like a $3 tester at Walmart, and I don't trust it. This isn't good, so I'm here with the Murano, and I do get alternator lights. My alternator is working perfect and my battery is fully charged. So I'm gonna have to crawl back under that truck again and swap that one wire that I wasn't sure about. Dang it. Okay, so I swapped that wire around, and I'm still not getting any lights. Still no light on the battery tester. I can think of one more test that we can do on this truck. Now, I swapped those cables back because I'm pretty sure that I did have them right the first time, and when I swapped them and tested it, the battery did get really low in juice, and it didn't act like it was recharging. Right now, it acts like it's recharging, even though those lights aren't showing up on my tester with the cables swapped back the right way, or the way that I'm pretty sure is right. So one more test that we can try on these old vehicle systems and on the new. These old vehicle systems have points in the distributor that spin around and make a little contact with metal. Well, they have to have, they're very low voltage, but they have to have electricity hitting to be able to tell the truck to fire each cylinder. So I'm going to start the truck. We're going to then remove the battery cable so there's no battery electricity in the system. And if the system dies and quits running, then the alternator is not maintaining charge. But if the truck stays running, then that alternator is charging and is maintaining electricity. So right now my tester says it's at 12 volts. I'm going to start the truck up, and then I'm going to remove a battery cable, and we'll see what happens. Oh, you're kidding me. As soon as I took that cable off, the truck died immediately. That tells us that the alternator is not charging, and that we're going to have to figure out if this is a bad alternator or if there is a cable breakage somewhere in the system, because it's not working the way it is right now. Luckily for you guys means that we're probably going to get some more videos on this truck. I don't know what we're going to do with this truck, but apparently the alternator and the charging system on it still is not working, unfortunately. It probably means that we have a wiring harness issue. So in the next F600 video, we're going to be diagnosing our alternator, our charging, our power issue, our charging system issue with this truck. And unfortunately, I was hoping that maybe we could do a fun video on this in the future, but we're going to continue with repair videos. So if you like the style of content, if it helped you out, if you found it entertaining, smash that thumbs up button. Also, hit the big red button below so that you're tuned in for part 3, really part 4 of our power charging issue here with the F600 Feed Truck. And also follow me on the Insta thing, because there I post daily updates on everything automotive that's going on in my life. With all of that said, get out and enjoy your automotive ownership. Hopefully it's going better than mine, and I will catch you guys in the next video.